this one sounds really good on paper, but I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna take a look at it, okay, guys? We're gonna take a little look-sees. All right, guys? Presidential action here. Additional measures to combat anti-Semitism. By the authority vested in me, President, by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, is hereby ordered. Section 1, purpose. My administration has fought and will continue to fight anti-Semitism in the United States. Now, you might be thinking, you don't want an anti-Semitism thing to be out there? You don't like that leaflet? Hear me out first, guys. Okay, hear me out first. Okay, let's read this first. Let's read the whole thing, and I will tell you why I'm against it, at least from what I've read from it. This is my first time. Actually, I wanted to kind of leave it for the stream to actually go through it before I talk about the whole thing. My administration has fought and will continue to fight anti-Semitism in the United States and around the world. On December 11th, 2019, I issued Executive Order 13899, my first executive order combating anti-Semitism, finding that students in particular faced anti-Semitic harassment in schools and on university college campuses. Executive Order provided interpretive assistance on the enforcement of the national civil rights. See, I need to see like what is in the wording of it in the first place. So the reason I would be against this, if this is real, is because it's directed. Does that make sense? It's directed specifically at one group. I think that it should just be globally applied. If we're gonna have like if we're gonna have any sort of law that combats discrimination, it should be globally applied and not specifically for one kind of group. That's why I think this is cringe. Executive Order for interpretive assistance to the nation's civil rights laws ensure that they would protect American Jews to the same extent at which all other American citizens are protected. Wait, ensure that they would protect? What is it? What do you mean? As in, like, it's basically saying, I feel like it should just say that there should be equal application, not specifically Jews need to make sure that they're in it. I think it should just be full stop, equal application of like laws on rules on school and stuff like that, like equal application, like full stop. That should be just it. You know what I mean? Yeah, again, too vague. The prior administration effectively nullified executive order by failing to give the terms of the order full force and effect throughout the government. This order reaffirms it and directs additional measures to advance policy thereof in the wake of the Hamas terrorist attacks of October 7, 2023 against the people of Israel. These attacks unleashed an unprecedented wave of vile I mean, again, dude, this kind of like discrimination is occurring, not just like there are a lot of people, there is a lot of anti-Semitic stuff, and it definitely is on the rise, but let's not pretend that this doesn't also occur to like other people. So the fact that it's targeted specifically, this thing seems to be specifically targeting anti-Semitism instead of like being more broad about the discrimination in general, and protections in general. Like, this is what I don't like about it. Jewish students have faced and again, it's not that I'm saying, guys, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like, oh, like it should be allowed to be, to discriminate against like Jews on campuses. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that everybody should be afforded equal protections. That's my take on it. I don't think it should. This kind of reminds me of like, do you remember when people said all lives matter and people were fucking pissed? It kind of reminds me of that. Jewish students have faced an unrelenting barrage of discrimination, denial of access to campus, common areas and facilities, including libraries, classrooms, intimidation, harassment, and physical threats of assault. A joint report by the House Committees on Education, Workforce, Energy, and Commerce, Judiciary Oversight, and Accountability, Veterans Affairs, and Ways and Means calls the federal government's failure to fight anti-Semitism and protect Jewish students astounding. This failure is unacceptable and ends today. It should be policy. I mean, part of this is kind of true. We did see a lot of that on campuses where Jewish people were being prevented from going to class, for instance, and they should be protected. But again, this protection should apply equally to everybody, and it should be more encompassing. It shall be a policy of the United States to combat anti-Semitism vigorously. Say it again. See Section 2 policy. It shall be the policy of the United States to combat anti-Semitism vigorously. Because I mean, again, it's being very specific rather than including everybody, right? This should just include everybody in it. It should be targeted towards an act, it shouldn't be special for a certain group of people. Ragnar says group-specific legal privileges has to end. 100% agree with you on that one. I'm not a big fan of kind of having the law, having it written that certain groups have harsher penalties than others, right? I'm also, by the way, I'm also against hate crime stuff as well. I think a crime is a crime, honestly. I don't think that, like, I'm not a fan of the designation of hate crime. Using available and appropriate legal tools to prosecute, remove, or otherwise hold to account perpetrators of unlawful anti-Semitic harassment and violence. Additional measures to combat campus anti-Semitism. Okay, well, I mean, I kind of get it now, just from looking at it. I mean, I don't even have to really read the entire thing here. The reason this is bad, again, is because it's specific to anti-Semitism when it should just be applied globally. This is a basis to shut down pro-Palestine talk on campuses and social media. I don't agree with that either. I don't agree with okay. I don't agree to it to the extent that it should be applied to everybody. So for instance, if there were people that were any sort of people that were basically saying like they should kick all people who are Arab out of Israel. If they said something like that, obviously, like, and you know, they basically were saying like, yeah, kill them because they think that, then obviously that's bad. Basically, it should be applied evenly to the ideologies, and like what's bad to say about one ideology and one group of people should be also bad to say it the other way. If you were to change the words to their equivalents of like a different culture, different ideology, then it should be applied the same. That's my issue. I mean, you're right, absolutely, that's how it should work, but that's never how it works. Yeah, and so I think like a executive order that I would agree with, for instance, would be strengthening the protections for all people and saying like what is going on with the anti-Semitism should not be happening to anybody. So we're strengthening it so that like everybody's like right to free speech is protected. Does that make sense? That's my take on it. That it shouldn't be specifically anti-Semitism should be fought against. It should be all discrimination should be fought against. It's also problematic that if you add anti-Semitism bill that was passed in March, so that criticism of Israel counts as anti-Semitism. You can be critical of Israel, but also not be, you can be that and not anti-Semitic at the same time, I think. Again, this was like my fucking problem with all of this. It's just the hardcore simping. Like there's like, again, I'm not saying that like that it's right. Anti-Semitism is wrong, obviously, but just this hardcore simping specifically for Israel is so cringe to me. Like I don't understand it. I don't understand like this constant need for like special attention and stuff like that. It should just be applied to everybody. That's my take on it. And if and guys, Israel is not the United States. I care about what's right for the United States. Listen, I have friends in Israel, and I would say this to their face, that I care about America more. Sorry, that's just how it is. If us helping Israel is best for us, then I'm for it. Otherwise, I don't care. That's my take. I think it's perfectly reasonable. And I would say the same thing about any country, by the way. This isn't like an Israel specific idea. This is for all countries. I'm only interested in other countries and helping them to the extent that it helps us, basically. Allies should be within our geostrategic interests. Yeah. And that's what I mean. If helping Israel is best for us, then I'm for it. If it's not best for us, if they're fucking us over, then I'm not for it. I think it's that simple. It's really, really fucking simple. And people really try to overcomplicate it. See, this is like the weird thing, is because a lot of people around the world can easily say they don't like Americans. They don't really consider Americans as a race. So like people find it very easy to just shit on us. Does that make sense? It makes it a little weird. Is it a conspiracy to believe that Israel was created, at least in part, of the U.S. involvement in endless bullshit in the Middle East? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to that. That's a complicated conspiracy theory that, to be honest, I don't really have much interest in. I'm more interested in like fucking aliens, to be honest, and JFK. I'm even more interested in flat Earth and the moon landing, to be honest. Aliens are cool as fuck. Dude, I love the fucking flat Earth theories. They're fucking amazing. Like the giant ice wall around the whole world. It's like Game of Thrones or something. I love it now. I love it. It's great. Oh, did I say I'm more... God, that's not what. God, I'm not interested in fucking aliens. Okay, I'm not interested in descripted fucking as in explicit. The punctuation fucking like the emotion word. What's the word for it? Not the adjective, not the verb fucking, okay? Not the verb. I'd fuck Mantis though, to be honest. I'm just being real. I would. Star-Lord too. I'd fuck him too. All right. Anyway, not Rocket though. Not Rocket. Not furry. Not furry.
Leaflit, our strongest goonlit, lover of aliens, extraterrestrial lover.
Groot maybe.